Hello YouTube. So I want to give you guys a brief review or an explanation into the Cube EX or the Cube X and why I picked this bad boy as my battery amp of choice and really small gigging amp of choice. So I could see anybody using this if they're into the coffee house show or they're looking for something that's pretty compact that would serve as both a amp for either their keyboard or their guitar and also a vocal amp as well. I think you'd be able to use them both in there and get a nice loud sound for a coffee house. This is just at the very edge that I would say somebody with a drum kit might drown you out. You might have to give them some brushes, or if they're a pretty good drummer and they can understand dynamics, I think that they would get the hang of the threshold on this and be able to dial it in. But nonetheless, when you get to that size, you really should be dealing with a PA, either in the venue that you're playing at, or invest in a larger one yourself. Nonetheless, I think that this thing is pretty useful. I have access to a PA myself. I have access to larger amps, but I still find this thing to be really useful. Mainly for its battery power, and then as well just plugged into the wall. I think that you can get a lot of decent tone out of it, and I think that you can definitely find some use for it, either as your go-to amp for a small show, or like I said, with the battery power, you can really go anywhere with it. One thing that would make me kind of a credible source, I guess, is my experience with other battery-powered amps. I've used the smaller Cube Street, which was a really actually pretty nice experience. I found that it was really a nice amp, but it just wasn't loud enough, so I saved my nickels and I went ahead and purchased this one, the larger version. And if you would want my advice, I would advise you to do the same. I think that the extra money put to buy something like this is worth it in the end, because I really am not in need of a louder amp than this without going to a large PA. So it's pretty much served the gap that I was looking to use it for, and especially for busking outside, taking it on the road, taking it on the street. A few packs of AA's will really just serve you for the whole night, and I've made enough money busking on the street to buy more batteries, so the gift that just keeps on giving. Or go the sustainable route, get yourself some rechargeable batteries. You can make a nice life out of this thing. Let's see, things that I dislike about it. The one big thing is the tone choices for the guitar. So I'm a guitarist mostly, and I gotta be honest, this is a little disappointing. I like the choices that they give you. I think that that's pretty solid, that they're at least giving you the choice for clean, crunch, and lead, but there's no modulation in between that. I think the Cube Street, the smaller version, gave you a gain selector, and other Vox amps that I've had, battery-powered Vox amps, gave us a gain selector, so you could really explore everything in between the crunch and the lead. With this, you're kind of restricted, but if you put pedals into this thing, you can get a wide range of sound. If you give yourself the tone on the amp itself, this visual EQ, plus the tone knobs and the volume knobs you have on your guitar, you can still get pretty expressive. Reverb sounds great. I'm a big fan of it. It's got kind of a spring slash hall, nothing too crazy, and just right to work with. I don't get into the chorus and delays, but I'll give you guys a taste of what that sounds like. This video is really just giving you my thoughts as to why I chose it. I don't think this is the best sound quality you're going to find in a video, but take it for what it's worth. I didn't see a lot of reviews on this, so I wanted to get it out there. One thing I thought was interesting is this is actually the same weight, if not maybe a little lighter than the Cube Street, the version below it, which was actually made out of wood. This is a molded plastic, which I thought was pretty cool, and was something I did not expect when picking it up. This has, I think, about 50 watts, which I'm not sure how that's delineated between these two speakers. I think it might be 50 watts total. You get 25 out of this and 25 out of this. I really don't know. You're going to have to look up the spec sheets, but I will tell you that it is as loud as I need it to be. I haven't maxed this thing out. One thing I think it lacks in a little bit is the bass. But you know, if you're going for a bassy tone and you're trying to expand your set into that realm, you're probably looking at something a little bit bigger. That being said, you could probably plug a bass through this and be careful, but still be able to make a bass come through here pretty effectively. I was bouncing around between this and the AC33. The one reason that I wanted the AC33, which is made by Roland as well, is because it has a looper built into it. This does not. But then again, I have a looper pedal, so I can always just plug that in. But I did find that the looper function on that was pretty cool. But after playing the Cube Street, a regular Cube Street, I found that that just wasn't loud enough. So this one is... this is the one that I went with, and gotta say I'm very happy. So I'm gonna go through some guitar tone with you. I don't know if it's what style you're looking for, but it certainly has surprised me, and you have to let me know what you think. If you guys have any questions about it, I'll do my best to answer them. And yeah, in all good fun. Alright, so I'm just going to go for a little blues tone. One thing I've noticed is that the acoustic simulator on here, that was the clean setting. If I go to the acoustic simulator, it does sound pretty good. I think I might use that. But with acoustic guitars, I've noticed that sometimes the acoustic simulator works well, sometimes the acoustic setting works well, sometimes the clean works well. So you really just have to pick and choose and find which one will work the best for you. Sounds pretty tinny, but I can work with it. Let me get some chords coming at you. Yeah, pretty useful, nothing crazy. One thing I did notice about this as well is the buzz gets a little crazy. I'm using single coil pickups, so that's something that you got to consider as well. But if I really had to find my sweet spot in the buzz of this thing, normally facing the other way has delivered a better result, but just forewarned. This is the crunch setting, by the way. Saying, you can really dial in the sounds with the volume knob you have. Alright, and one last one. I'm going to give a little bit of a lead sound. Let's see what we can get going. Seriously though, that's hellacious. I would love to have a little gain now, just dial it down just a little bit, but I never use this setting, so it is what it is. That's enough of that. Yeah, let me put on a little bit of chorus just so you guys get a good feel for that. And I don't really have anything else that I was set to go over with this, but yeah, I'll let you guys hear it just so you get a good feeling. So yeah, I hope this helps you guys in your search for the perfect amp. This one does me just fine, and probably for years to come. I bought a warranty with it, which is always smart to do. Always smart to do if you're going to invest a sizable chunk of money into something. If you have any questions, leave some comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. And I'll see if I can pick out anything else unique that I have that I could show you to help you on your musical journey. So yeah, looking forward to it. Take it easy, guys.